Welcome to another episode, everyone. Wack100 is indeed back at it again. If you will, he was asked about Ant Hefe and the beef that they maintain. And he went on a tangent of sorts, saying that Ant Hefe is a peasant, amongst other things, and that he's too focused on gang banging and he's not getting any money. He's broke, some of the same things he said before, but I'll let Wack speak.
Well, you and Ant Hefe had a lot going on. It kind of died down for a while.
There ain't really a lot going on.
But then it came back.
It ain't a lot of them dudes is nobodies. I call myself giving them a little name and voice, because when I say it, it's heard a little louder. You know, he doing his little thing. He got his little built-in crowd, but that's what it is. He don't know how to cross it over and do nothing else with it. He's infatuated with being a rapper, and that's cool. A lot of people are. But you know, I don't look at dudes like that like there's a lot going on, because it's like, when I stop talking about them, it goes away. You know, this ain't on my level. Your gang banging. Nigga, if you still try to add to your gang banging, you way beneath niggas' level. You get what I'm saying? You know, on some real shit. So it's like, you know, Ant Hefe said at my table of interview first. So, you know, he let somebody pump him up, and it's cool. I don't give a f***. I know it's coming anyway. But at the end of the day, know this, Cam Capone, and I say this as arrogant as I can. Them dudes ain't on my level. They only talked about when I speak about them. When I ignore them and turn them off, they drown out. 5 years from now, they won't be what they gonna be doing. Show me some escrow papers off of this shit you in. Show me something. Show me some real estate. Don't show me an outfit. We don't give.
He said 5 years. So, okay, I'm not here to critique everything Wack100 says or break down what he says, bro. Honestly, I'm just gonna let him talk. But I think Ant Hefe has a little motion. You know, he has motion. He's everywhere. He does a lot of interviews. He's on No Jumper. He's everywhere. His own channel is booming. So I think he gets recognition and all that when he doesn't mention Wack's name. He has his own lane. He has his own motion. They got into a situation. Before then, he wasn't mentioning Wack's name like that or whatever. They got into a situation, and then they went back and forth. I don't think he was doing that, you know, for content or what have you, Ant, to get more views, because he already gets views. So, but Wack says what he just said. That shirt NBK, it says nothing but content with a K. Just so you know, media company or whatever. So maybe that's his clothing line, Wack. But he says we'll see where Ant Hefe will be 5 years from now. Show me some escrow or whatever he says. Show me some money. Don't show me an outfit. Well, everyone has to start somewhere. Everyone, you know, we all aspire to get there, bro. We all aspire to get to that level. But we all have to start somewhere. Wack has been out of prison since, I believe, 1999 or something. Okay, 27 years. Well, you should be a millionaire or what have you at this juncture. For those who have not been out as long and have not been grinding as long, then give it time. We'll see what happens. Where will Ant be 5 years from now? Where will Damian Porter be 5 years from now? Let's see. We got to stay at it and keep at it and see what happens. But hell, I plan on being right here on YouTube.
About that, anybody go get that. Show me something real. Do your thing, but don't overdo who you think you is, because it remind you of who you ain't. On some real shit. And I think part of his problem is he letting more leech on to it. Spoety face leeching on to it. Another nobody. He don't know if he want to be a Israelite, a neighborhood Crip. He don't know what the he want to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of these dudes. And Ant Hefe need to get back to his regular program, because he out of focus. But these ain't nobody, bro. Yeah, you know, they whoever they is to the little people they is, but when it come to that, man, them can't even have a conversation with me. They can't sit at my table of business. They have no understanding about what it is and what it ain't. Half these if I told them, meet me at Tom Bradley, nigga, they trying to find the old mayor. They don't even know what the that mean. You get what I'm saying? So it's like my mind and my vision and what I'm doing and what I got going on is totally different. I come down here to mingle with the peasants sometimes, so sometimes you get a stench. You know what I'm saying? But I've been doing what I've been doing way before Ant Hefe been knowing how to do what he doing. And at the end of the day, where he at in his life, he didn't find his little niche in his little lane. He ain't no dummy. I don't think he think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't did time. He know when he dealing with certain type of, you know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, at the end of the day, hopefully he continue his success in what he do. We bump. If he feel he want to play it that way, then nigga, we play it that way. I can survive it, whatever it may be. I don't think he can. He have eviction notice in 45 days. I can take the hit. I don't gotta pay an attorney, they pay. You get what I'm saying? So I don't even put them type of dudes on my level as we got something going on.
Are you guys gonna catch a fade? Because I think I seen a headline.
Anybody that I see that stand in front of me, nigga, that got a hostile problem, you gonna get everything you looking for. That's a fact. That's what you gonna.
Okay, I'm still unclear as to whether or not that was a yes or a no. I'm not here to promote violence whatsoever, but let's get to the facts. I mean, Ant Hefe called Wack100 out for a fade. He was clear about that. It was not ambiguous. I want a fade, bro. What's up with that fade? Clear. He's ready to squabble. Now, Wack is saying, so Camp Capone, this is Camp Capone News. Shout out to Camp Capone. Did an interview with him when I first got started on YouTube. Thank you, Camp Capone. Shout out to you, brother. And Camp Capone just asked Wack, hey, what's up with that fade with Ant Hefe? And that was Wack's response. No need for me to belabor his response. You heard him. Anyone who's hostile, I say that and didn't say it anyway. Anyone who's hostile with me standing in front of my face and has a problem, we're going to deal with it. That's the wrong answer. Where I come from, that's the wrong. You and Ant Hefe going to fade? Yes, sir. We about to fade as soon as I see him is on. As soon as I see him. Now, maybe I'm not about to go out of my way and drive away across town to where he's at to have his damn fade and all that. It's not that serious. But it's already been set in stone. When we see each other, yeah, we're gonna get that out the way. Because he already asked for the fade. So it's not even about if anybody that's hostile. He is hostile. He already asked for the fade. So that point I don't get.
Yeah. Now, if you feel if it's that serious, the nigga come playing. But I don't think they feel it's that serious. I told the whole world I was gonna be at the W for a week or two. You know, ain't crazy. I mean, shit, that was a smart move. You know, niggas just say what they want. You ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't this. But in the back of their head, they know what motherfuckers is. They know capabilities. They know. I don't give a fuck about where you from. I don't give a fuck about your prison stories. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. The reality of what it is today, your arm's too short to box with the guy, my. Straight up, I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time in my life, I'm not going to war with Elon Musk. I can't outrun him. You know what I'm saying? This shit checkers, not chess. Yeah, this is checkers, not chess. Everybody say this chess, not checkers, because this is a thing, be a bunch of follow the leader ass type of. I understand that, what that means. But this checkers, not chess. If the game said the winner gotta get down the board fast enough and get kinged, what game you gonna choose to play? Chess or checkers?
Right, checkers.
That's my point. Sometimes, but some of these don't know how to move like that. Some don't know the deception and the politics and the trickery and the deceit that come with this shit. Where you, boom, king me. You still over here trying to set up a move and we done already moved on you. This shit checkers, not chess with some of these dudes. And sometimes I gotta check myself because these know not what they do. They know not what they playing with. You know what I'm saying? When I can sit back and put something in front of them and move it that way and move a nigga that way, and it's like, Wack, that's too easy. You don't need to be doing it. I keep moving. Because I know I can step in the door that they can't even see. Call it what you want, the valley. And I say that with authority. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Pacoima for real. 818. I love my homies. The ones that are my homies, both sides. Damu, P-Funk, Keyways, a couple Hoovers in there too, and some essays. But don't get it up. I think our schools was a little better. And my education and my mind and where I go and how I see shit is always way ahead. When I play stupid, I'm really at my best. This was real. With me with don't. I can care less, but long as I keep hearing, hey, you from here, you from there, you from here. How you gonna talk? Shut up. I do more business in your city than you do, little boy. You're a little boy. You're a little boy when it come to life. You ain't crossed over, you ain't did shit. You ain't been on a plane long enough to come talking to me. You don't even know what to do when it's time to do it, if it's something to do. Your face don't open the door 10 steps before you get there. You a little boy. You know what my argument was today on the phone this morning? Why in the did I only get a 7% return on my money when it been sitting there 9 months? Yeah, now that right there is a problem, Cam Capone. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
What these is talking about over here is not a problem. Just real shit. It's real shit. R&B.
Like I said, hey, I have a lot to say. Of course, I have about 30 days or so left before I can get that strike off my channel. Let me get that off my channel. Got to stay clean for 90 days. It's been almost 60. It's been since January 9th. Strike will be off soon. Let me hang in there until the end. I don't want to get another one. Plus, I'm going to let Ant Hefe respond to this if he so desires. If he plans on responding or saying anything, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't see anything in here worth responding to, like whatever. He's done with that. I said what I said. Let's fade, and that's it. I ain't got time. I'm done with all this other stuff. I don't know what Ant Hefe's take is on this. I'm sure he's seen this already. So yeah, he's not talking about me. He's talking about Ant Hefe. So I'll let Ant Hefe, defend himself, if you will, or say what he has to say, react or respond to this, as opposed to me doing it personally, or with a personal response, as if he's talking about me right now. He hasn't mentioned my name, so I would have something to say if he did, but he didn't. So I'm gonna stay out of it, so to speak, and let them deal with it. I'm just bringing you the information, the content, what's going on over here on the West Coast.
Where we at? 13 days from the deadline. Baby, it look like we might be 2 days over. That's the problem. Baby, what that's gonna cost us.
Although I get what Wack is, I will say this. I get what Wack is saying, of course, that he has bigger problems in the world, bigger things to deal with, bigger situations, bigger issues. Of course, he's a producer, manager. He deals with a lot of celebrities, Blueface, and The Game, Chris Brown, whatever, Ray J, whoever, whatever. So he's saying I'm a big dog, and I have, bigger issues to worry about that I'm faced with. Not this low-level peasant gang banging stuff, this little low-level, low vibrational content that these dudes over here making. They're nothing without me. I'm up here, bro. I'm up here doing all this. I'm up here doing some real stuff. And so he's saying that the problems that I'm faced with, these are the real problems of the world, not just stuff that you talking about with Ant Hefe. That's not even a problem. That's nothing. And I get that part. I get what he's saying there. But I will say, though, that, I don't know exactly what's going on with him and Ant Hefe as far as how extensive the problem may be. I'm sure Ant Hefe is not taking this thing real serious, like Wack said, he ain't trying to go back to jail, and it's not that serious. But he did ask for a fade. But I will say that, normally, there can't be a situation where you're going back and forth with someone on the internet or what have you and start being called out for a fade and gangs are involved or whatever, where it can't be a problem. It can't be very serious. So a problem that you are faced with and that you're going to want to have to deal with, or you're going to have to deal with it, you're going to deal with it, you're going to want to deal with it because it's a real problem. So you can blow it off right now and here in this situation, say, oh, that's nothing. Let's talk about this. I only got 7% back on my money. That's a real problem I'm having. This over here is nothing. Yeah. But don't treat all the content like that, because this stuff can turn into something where the least of your problems will be that you only got a 7% return on your money. That'll be the least of your problems.
We might take a hit, 150,000. That's a problem. Well, baby, we can't make up for both days. Can we make up for one day? Let me make some calls. That's the type of problem. I don't know what these little is talking about. These is at home in a Matchbox little room, laying out an outfit, rolling some blunts. I don't know what that is, and to each his own. It's all love. But my problems and they problems and what they deem as what it is and what it ain't is two total different realms, man.
All right. There you have it. As I said, I'm not going to insert too much of my own opinion here. The beef is not with me. If there is a beef or whatever, Wack seems to be dismissing the beef right there in the interview, saying that's nothing. I don't even think about that. That's beneath me. That's below me. I'm a big dog. I'm up here. These dudes are peasants down there. Now and then I come down and throw them a crumb. I talk about them, give them some light, give them some views. And if I ain't talking about them, they're nothing. Meanwhile, I'm up here on this level dealing with real situations. This 150,000 and what have you. And they're down there, as he just said, whatever, in the Matchbox, getting together their outfits and smoking blunts. So, interested to know what you all think in the comments. Didn't say that he was ready to fight Ant or that he was going to fight Ant. He said if someone is in his face hostile, then whatever, it's going to be what it's going to be. But Ant called him out for a fade. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. As I, again, don't know if Ant has anything to say about this or not. It's probably not a big deal to him. It's just Wack, having an interview saying what he said. But the saga is ongoing. The saga continues, apparently, between these two somewhat, because he did have some pretty strong words, some of which he said before, of course, but you're still saying this sort of stuff. You're not on here saying, oh, it's cool, me and Ant cool, or, I'm going to holler at him, bro. I'm going to holler at the little brother, and we'll straighten the situation out, man. He got stuff to lose. I got way big stuff to lose. It's nothing, man. We'll holler, we'll straighten it out. Instead, you study, peasant this, and he in the Matchbox, and he beneath me, and this, that, and the other. We'll see how it turns out, man. Stay safe and stay free, people.